Oh, by this morning for Supreme Court, as we had a fight of a normal battle, APC, INEC, Labour Party, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and PDP, all of the lawyers they call this morning, the case has begun at the Supreme Court. So, everybody tender their case. Labour Party tender a case for appeal. The court has reserved judgment for the appeal of Labour Party. ATIKU Abubakar tender a case. The court has reserved judgment for the appeal of ATIKU Abubakar. One party, APM, Allied People's Movement, they to call court, we are all lawyers. But the court pursued them. Somebody withdraw their case and the lawyer did not object. So he withdrew his case. When they file come, they don't see him. So APM's case has been withdrawn. Labour Party's case, they have reserved judgment. PDP case, they have reserved judgment. What does it mean to reserve judgment? It means I'm not going to give judgment today. I will give judgment on another day. That day I will communicate to you later. So when is the judgment going to be given? We don't know. But for now, let me show you the news. I'll come and explain the processes of the case in court. The Supreme Court has reserved judgment in the appeal of ATIKU Abubakar and the People's Democratic Party, PDP, against the judgment of the Presidential Election Petition Court, which affirmed the victory of President Bola Tinubu in the presidential election. It also reserved judgment in the appeal by the Labour Party and dismissed the Allied People's Movement, APM. A 7-member panel of the court, led by Justice Inyang Okoro, announced this on Monday after counsels to parties adopted their briefs of arguments and made final submissions. The Apex Court also took arguments from lawyers to parties on the motion filed by ATIKU to supply fresh evidence on forged documents. Counsel to ATIKU Abubakar, Mr. Chris Uche, urged the court to grant the motion and allow the appeal, grant the prayer sought, and disqualify Tinubu. Counsel to the respondents, Abubakar Mahmood for the Independent National Electoral Commission, Wole Onalipeku for President Tinubu, and Akin Olujimi for the All Progressive Congress APC, urged the court to dismiss both the motion and the appeal for lacking in merit. When the court reconvened, it heard the appeal of the APM. The party was urged to withdraw its appeal as it did not have prayers for determination. Counsel for APM, Mashuku Ume, subsequently withdrew his appeal. The respondents did not object to the withdrawal. The Apex Court thereafter dismissed the appeal. Now, make I explain what exactly happened for that court. Now, they don't even finish the proceedings. Judgments have been reserved, which means the court is going to give us a fresh new date for judgment. I'm sure they are also going to get hearings again. Now, Labour Party brought the same case they took to the tribunal, to the Supreme Court, because they believe that the judgment when the tribunal give is not fair. So the Supreme Court is going to deliberate on the matter to confirm if the judgment when the tribunal give is fair or they want to give a new judgment. As for Labour Party matter, they have reserved judgment. They are going to give judgment on a later date. PDP, ATIKU Abubakar, is asking the court to accept the new evidence that we bring from Chicago State University. One of the biggest mistakes ATIKU make for this case is that he never started Chicago University fights before they first go that first tribunal. So, if you did not tender it in that first tribunal, it is hard to appeal on it. But the Supreme Court can allow fresh evidences, depending on how the Supreme Court see the matter. So they are going to use their own wisdom to agree or to disagree if fresh evidences should be added. If they agree, make fresh evidences be added. If PDP add that Chicago State University, I'm sure it's going to do a lot of damages. But that's left for the Supreme Court to decide. For the other cases, when ATIKU Abubakar lawyer say, please to the court, allow us add these fresh evidences. APC lawyer say, court not agree. President Tinubu lawyer say, judge not agree. INEC lawyer too say, judges not agree. What's it cause INEC for the certificate saga? The job of INEC is to run elections, free and fair, be an empire. You don't have any side. If they added it to the case, is to come and defend the results you called. Why are you interested in whether the court will allow for fresh evidences or not? That is what I do for this country. It surprised me. You guys some other news when I see for Twitter. Say the court said they don't know which one to adopt between the disposition on oath and the Chicago State University later. But that one I don't want to talk about that one now because I never see it for any proper news channel. But as for INEC joining to ask the court not to allow fresh evidences, it doesn't sound right to me. Anyway, the court is going to give judgment on whether they will allow fresh evidences or not, and then we'll start the quarrel for the appeal of the cases on the tribunal. We are going to wait for the court. As for now, this case don't be too long. But they don't finalize them. Maybe we know what they do for this country. Whether Tinubu will remain as our president or no will remain, may the court just give judgment a bit. Let's move ahead as a nation. But I'm sure the court knows the right thing to do, and in all their wisdom, they are going to take the right decision. Let's just wait. They will give us a later date.
So guys, as we continue to talk about Bola Ahmed Tinubu, we are still hoping that the Supreme Court is going to sack him. But first, this guy has just filed an objection to the release of his FBI files in the United States. No be juju be that. The energy that this Tinubu is using to hide his past and identity, if he focused 30% of that energy in fixing Nigeria, dollar won't be 1,200 naira today, and inflation rate also won't have increased to 26.7%. But here we are talking about this man, talking about the identity and criminal records of an illegal presido of the giant of Africa. No be juju be that, my people. Now, back to the gist, the substance of this video. Bola Ahmed Tinubu, through his lawyers, just filed an objection to the release of his FBI files. So after so much denial, after so much na lie, that Tinubu does not have criminal records with the FBI in the US, they finally admit that he has a record by filing an objection. This is what the APC people want. They keep playing their delay tactics, their game. They keep playing it. They keep so that the Supreme Court of Nigeria will affirm him as the president of Nigeria. But again, they are going to fail, just as Tinubu failed when he filed a motion not to allow Chicago State University to release his academic records. We are not the one who told him not to take his academics and education serious. We are not the one who told him to have criminal records with the FBI. Now, someone who didn't take his academic records in the past serious can never take education in Nigeria serious. No be so. And when our education system is collapsing, this man is going to turn a blind eye. That person is Tinubu, and no other person but him alone, the #1 certificate forger. And like I said in my previous video, if you have been following attentively, if Tinubu gets away with this, 95% Nigerians, they are going to suffer it, home and abroad. ATIKU and Peter Obi safe, they are also going to be dealt with by Tinubu, because he will make sure that he frustrates their life and even their children safe for putting him all the stress. And I don't say Tinubu nowhere. This man is just they cover the guy up codedly, but he's not strong. So if he gets away with this, it's not going to be funny. The injustices of the Supreme Court, they are also going to reap from their judgment, because there is no way out for them. There is no running place for them. Already, some of them have been banned from the UK and from the US and some other countries. So the ball is in their court. They either kick the ball in the net or away from the net. So Tinubu is claiming in court papers that releasing the document would expose him and violate his privacy. Wallahi, this Tinubu ain't no get sense at all. Anyways, it's all for good. Telling the court that is going to expose him is going to cause irreparable damage the way he first did during the Chicago State academic records. It's even going to make the court to give the go-ahead to release his criminal records. Let him keep implicating himself. Let his lawyers keep implicating him. So guys, to the outcome of today's event at the Supreme Court, INEC was against the Supreme Court accepting the new evidence of Tinubu's certificate forgery deposition. And APC, of course, they were against the fresh evidence, because they know say if the Supreme Court accept the evidence, then they don't hold Tinubu for blockers. But the positive outcome of today's event is that the CSU deposition, the evidence was accepted by the Supreme Court and is now being admitted as evidence. Like I said, Nigerians don't rejoice yet. When many Nigerians do not jubilate, the acceptance by the Supreme Court is a monumental step towards transparency and truth. So this isn't just a win for the for the case. It's a win for every Nigerian yearning for justice and accountability in our system. All fingers crossed. As we await the final judgment, they say the judgment is going to be on the 2nd of November 2023, next month. Okay, INEC is another branch of APC in Nigeria, and in fact, they need to name INEC a party. Yes, they need to give them that party, and some people don't even know it. Hopefully, guys, they will all be exposed if the Supreme Court chooses justice over injustice, and the country will be addressed as a forgery and a corrupt country. Already people know us as corrupt country, but now the Supreme Court, like we said, you guys have the final say. The fact that INEC is openly in concordance with APC is enough for the judiciary to send Tinubu packing away from that Aso. If Bola Ahmed Tinubu is sacked today, nothing will happen. Absolutely nothing is going to happen, and Nigerians will just be on the streets in wide jubilation. So the only thing that is holding the Supreme Court justices from doing the right thing, from doing the needful, is the smell, the aroma of the huge dollars. It's making their dada scatter. They are looking at those dollars and they are smiling. So this is a fight between honor or wraps of dollars. They either get honor or they get that dollar. Again, the judges, they cannot play over 200 million Nigerians, because it is very clear that the CSU letter said Bola Tinubu graduated from Chicago State University, while the deposition confirmed that the certificate he tendered before INEC did not come from the school. At least if the certificate did not come from the school, where it can come from, that is what the Supreme Court needs to even ask. But since Bola Ahmed Tinubu said that he graduated from Chicago State University, and this is what he has been using, or rather, this is what he has used during the when he was the governor of Lagos State. This was what he used. So that means that Tinubu is even supposed to go to jail for this. He has deceived everybody. He has deceived Nigerians. He has deceived the judiciary. He has deceived the legislators. Everybody. So common sense alone will tell the judges that the school lied that Bola Tinubu graduated all because of billions of dollars. So guys, this is where I'm going to end the gist. Let us hope that things are going to get better. We know that Tinubu is already, in fact, he has already bribed the judiciary, the judges, billions of dollars. And then it's left for the judges, either they sell their country or they rebuild their country. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys in my next video. Please like this video, and if you're new here, kindly keep following Gist Estate. I will keep giving you guys what is happening at the PEPT trial. Until next time, have a good day.